people text, dude. Why is everybody calling me at one time?
It's because they're fucking assholes. They should be listening to I-92 radio. But, you know how these douchebags are. You're fucking assholes. Me and Mr. Big J here together again.
Isn't that the home of TPM?
I fucking hate you, dude. I fucking hate you. Real hilarious. But alright, so next up, I was in the middle of talking about the Money in the Bank debacle before you got on here. And I know I told you about the women's ending. Hello? There you are. Can you
hear me? There now?
Yeah, you disappeared for a moment.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it said my connection was for connecting. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So, I mean, what do you think about the Money in the Bank women's matchup and the way it ended?
I'm not too refreshed. Isn't that where they like wrestle to figure out who gets the job of the bringing me beer and wings and shit and what exactly is?
Oh God, that's terrible. You're a terrible person. No, dude. The ending where No Chin Music came out and he pulled the suitcase down and gave it to Carmella. And Carmella is now... I think she had to relinquish the case. I'm not sure about that part. But what do you... I mean...
Yeah, I think I remember hearing something about that. I think I was talking to you about it before. I think she should have had to relinquish it. I think the girl that won it should have openly relinquished it and then went to kicking that guy's ass right off. You can almost set up a wrestling match between them two.
Yeah, but WWE would
manager
never...
versus...
Yeah.
WCW would.
Nah, I know WCW would.
You know what I'm saying?
But I think, I've had this debate and this conversation with you on here, if that's like something that would even sell down here as a woman versus man matchup, a gender matchup. Because, WCW used to do it, but I heard...
In a year where gender equality is mandatory, you're going to have to make it happen, bro.
That's true. That is true, especially with the gender equality movements sweeping the country the way they are. It'll have to happen eventually again. WCW used to do it. I can remember seeing... I think Alundra Blaze took on the biggest one I remember was Alundra Blaze or Medusa, whatever they like to call her. Took on Mark Mara for the U.S. Championship. And, they used to do it a little bit back in the WWF in the 90s around the same time WCW did it, but it got scrapped real early because of fear of the woman beating and what was the words I remember hearing? Condoning spousal abuse, that kind of shit.
Oh, sometimes you gotta beat a bitch, dude. That's just fact of life, bro.
But yeah, so...
Hey, dude, you can laugh. Now listen, man. I know you don't want to agree with me on a lot of shit, but you're wrong on a lot of shit. You need to listen, okay? It's not even 70 years ago, 80 years ago, right? When, when your grandma got out of line and your grandpa backhanded her to get her back in line, that was the end of it. Nowadays, you got all these whores walking the street and drugs. Bitches just need a good backhand, get them back in line, back in the kitchen, cooking, cleaning, doing the shit they're supposed to be doing. Everything will be good.
And you wonder why our female demographic is in the fucking toilet.
I always thought it was because they were too stupid to, add the speaker app,
You're going to get a shot one day.
Kind of tough.
You know that, right? You realize you're going to get a shot one day. You're going to get a shot one day. That's what's going to happen. You're gonna get like a female hunter who's gonna shoot us. It's gonna be a Cheney incident. I thought you were fucking Quayle or fucking.
No. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I was trying to tell you earlier. That you got the wrong thing going on. No, they wouldn't be. Women are the cleaners. We are the hunters. See, that's how that shit works. We would be the one hunting with the gun. They're at the house to clean the food, clean the dishes, clean up the house.
What do you? Okay, well, you can't say that because people like China could have ripped your head off.
China who?
China, China. Karma Kong,
the wrestler China?
Yeah.
Dude, you mean like I couldn't distract her by throwing some salt rock in the grass and tell her it's crack cocaine so she would be digging through the grass trying to find her drugs and get her fixed and kick her in the fucking head, dude.
That's too soon, bro. It's too soon.
No, it's not.
Too soon. Too soon. No, but I thought it was a pretty fucked up message that the WWE sent to the major populace as far as, it takes a man to come out. Right now when the WWE women's division is probably at one of its best. It's been mediocre for a little bit, but they're starting to try and bring it back again. It's having these off months and on months where it's doing really good and then doing really bad. So I just thought right now it was a bad creative decision. It could have been good, like I was just talking before you got on, the same thing you said, is going through, and if she had kicked his ass after she relinquished it, and blamed him or, whatever, that could be really good too, but then what's the payoff? Because WWE they just won't do a match like that.
They could have, and again, dude, this goes back to writing, they could have done it either way, and it'd been good. They could have had them give her the belt and her automatically be like shaking her head no and turn and give it back to the ref and start pushing the guy that came in and interfered and try to set that ball up. You could have had her keep it and go complete heel. How many times did the NWO have a belt that they won because of outside interference?
Never. They were like the honest group of WCW.
Serious. No, but you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, yeah.
That's what made it even better is, the ref never saw it, so, whoever would win a match, and then you can have those two fight again, like, the one girl's getting justice. Just making her relinquish it is kind of shitty, I think they should have made some kind of story with it.
Well, I think that originally the story was just going to be her going full on heel and him being at her side as her little bitch boy, and I think he eventually would have went face, learning that he was being used. But with all the rage and all the intensity that the fans showed after the finish, they had to answer it somehow, and they had to change They had to go back and make her relinquish it. There was no other way to get around it because it just pissed everybody clean the fuck off. Now, if they had did it like you said in the beginning, it could have been a great story. It could have been a setup, for a good long couple, mid-level pay-per-view ending kind of story. Something that would just keep people interested.
Even better, dude. You go with that. And, who was the guy that came out? Was that somebody she knew? Or
yeah, James Ellsworth's like her boyfriend on SmackDown. That no chin music.
See, even better. Don't send him out. Throw the fucking the curveball from left field. Have Roman Reigns come out and give her a hand to win the match, and then you have the fight between her boyfriend and Roman Reigns.
Why? I don't want to watch Roman Reigns destroy James Ellsworth too. I'm sure he would go after Carmella for the WWE Women's Championship.
Hey, belt's the belt, bro.
Fucking Roman Reigns. I can't stand him. I can't stand him. And then, so the other debacle at Money in the Bank. Now, like I was saying before you got on, I think that I think it was a bad decision by them. I don't think he was anything they should be putting stock into. Baron Corbin, winning the Money in the Bank ladder match at Money in the Bank. I don't think he's anybody worth a damn. I mean, everybody talks so much good stuff about this guy, and I just don't see it. He's bland. He's got a nice moveset. I'll give him that. Better than Roman Reigns, but that's not saying much. My 4-year-old.
Well, yeah, and I think we were talking about this. I think when we were talking about this earlier, I mean, the big question is, okay, you're going to give him the title shot. Now, would he be fighting Brock Lesnar?
No.
And do you really think he has any kind of skill ability to beat the Beast?
He would be taking on the SmackDown.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's
he'd be taking on the SmackDown champion, though. He'd be going after, I think it's AJ?
Okay.
Even then, that's just such
Even better. You're going to put him over AJ Styles? Come on, dude. Really?
Somebody like Cena, I can understand putting over AJ Styles, but Baron fucking Corbin, he's been in the business all of maybe a year and a half to 2 years. And he really, in my opinion, they keep pushing him. They keep putting him in these positions. Him winning the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, him winning the Money in the Bank. Nobody has got behind him yet, and I don't think anybody's going to. It's going to take a while, and I think they're pulling a Lashley, and they're putting too much on him too soon. They're putting too much on him too soon, and he's going to get bland-er. And the fans are going to get, pissy, and he's going to be boring, and it's going to be another waste of time by Vince because he's a big guy and he's got long hair, and Vince has a hard on for those kind of people for some reason. So I just think it's a bad idea all around. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I think it's just going to be a waste of the not only creative's time but a waste of viewers' time.
I mean, dude, in all fairness, we all tried to go with your angle. And we tried to do what you wanted to do. Dude, Sting didn't have the balls to carry the weight in the WWE. You saw that. That little pussy got hurt. You got to have people like this now,
Dude, Sting got injured by somebody who needs to go back to wrestling school for a little bit. That's what happened.
I don't know.
No, I don't think. What is it?
Hello?
Yeah. What were you saying? I thought I interrupted you. You were saying apparently, and then I thought I had interrupted you.
I was saying apparently so. I mean, Sting couldn't even win a match. I mean, much less
I hate
win
you.
A belt.
I hate you so much. I hate you so much.
God damn, he's like 0-3.
Fuck you. He won a Raw match against the Big Show.
Where? Nobody saw this match. Was this a black... Oh, I get it. He can win the blacked out matches. Is that what... Once the camera's on, he's too shy to actually win? Is that what the problem is?
Fuck you! Fuck you!
Dude, better yet, okay, let's say, for instance, he beat the Big Show, right? Who the fuck hasn't beat the Big Show this year, dude? Everybody beats the Big Show.
It's like a rite of passage.
Yes.
Okay, your first win is you're going to beat the Big Show on SmackDown tomorrow night. You just got with the company, and you've literally been signed for about 20 minutes, so we have to set you up against the Big Show once just to prove that you're
right. Just pull on him. He's a big fat guy. He's not going to do much.
Well, you know what? I don't know if you've seen him since
getting out to the ring.
I don't know if you've seen him much since Royal Rumble this past year, but he has gotten jacked. The motherfucker looks disgusting.
Yeah, I heard he got jacked up.
He has worked it the fuck out. He took off some time from wrestling and has just stayed in his gym. And my God, the man looks amazing. I feel like he could literally lift a truck over his head. He's got the abs. And, the biceps, and he's got a beard now, a longer beard, that actually looks alright. Instead of that weird fucking goatee thing he's had for 100 fucking years.
I know. You never know he has AIDS now, you know what I'm saying? It's like crazy. I never even guess.
He's the fattest AIDS person I've ever seen. I'm just saying. It's just not how that works, man. He's got the reverse AIDS, the way over healthy fat guy. I mean, I don't even know what you would call that.
Right.
But yeah. So, got off topic. Money in the Bank, anyways. It wasn't, from what I gather, it wasn't the best pay-per-view. I think one of the best things that happened on it, anyways, was Jinder Mahal keeping the title away from Randy Orton, which is fucking awesome. My God.
Right.
Keep that title away from Randy as much as you can. Do not let him even look at it, breathe on it. You know, like just keep him. Because I'm tired of Randy Orton, man. For me, he has officially reached John Cena status.
He is the excellent in execution.
No, dude, he's not Bret Hart. He's not Bret Hart. He's the Viper.
He's better than Bret Hart.
Whoa. No,
better.
No. Sharpshooter out of nowhere.
More wrestling talent in his little pinky than Owen Hart.
Oh, you're just trolling right now. You've hit troll central. Man, okay, Owen Hart could jump further, could wrestle hard.
Yeah, we all saw. It was the landing he had, couldn't get down.
You are a fucking terrible person.
It wasn't the jump, it was the landing.
You fucking dick.
Tuck and roll.
You were probably offending so many people right now. Anyways, no, Randy's just gotten old, man. I mean, shit. He's won the title several times. WrestleMania, see, now, look, honestly, for the last few months, I have not watched wrestling as much and as, like, hard as I used to, as far as WWE is concerned, because WrestleMania left a bad fucking taste in my mouth. You know, I mean, the Hardys...
In all due fairness, dude, that's 100% your fault. You didn't have to blow a guy to see the wrestling match. You know what I'm saying? You should have found other friends. And you probably didn't even have to swallow. You did that at your own free will. You didn't,
You're a terrible person. You just
didn't have to sit back and gurgle it and all that other crazy shit.
Yeah, that's just fucking wonderful. No, I mean, come on. You've seen some of WrestleMania. The Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton match was the biggest killer for me. Like,
right.
I mean, Bray he lost the title to Randy Orton in a shit-ass fucking match, in a shit-ass fucking manner. It was just stupid. It was childish and immature. I feel like up to that point, Triple H and Shane O'Mac had control of SmackDown, and then when WrestleMania came around, Vince took the reins, and he did what he does best. He stayed out of touch, and he fucked the entire show up.
Randy Orton was the better wrestler.
No. He's not the better wrestler. Bray Wyatt is obviously the better wrestler. But Bray Wyatt...
Fat Boy? You talking about Fat Boy?
Whoa! Don't fuck with Bray Wyatt, okay? No, come on, Bray Wyatt he has went from the Eater of Worlds to the Eater of Finishers.
Let's go take a break real quick. Play a song.
Okay. Alright, we gotta take a break. We got to take a break, guys. We'll be back on here live here on I-92 Radio in just a few moments. Soon as I find a song, what do I want to listen to? What do you guys want to listen to that? No, you don't want to listen to that. Listen to that? No, you don't listen to that. I know we're going to listen to a little bit of Mercy Isle. Here's a little Storm Mercy. Next up, we got a little bit of Jason Reese live with his Broken Toy. Keep it locked here on 992 Radio. We're going to get back to the Wrestle Talk here in just a few moments.
Into black and evil dance. I'm holding one that helps. I'm on fire from my one-man band because I hate myself. Well, I'm an outsider and I'm a misfit. I'm a girl or a boy. Well, I feel like a broken. Yeah, yeah.
Alright, next up we got a bit of Stereo Nasty, Under Her Spell. We'll be right back live here on I-92 Radio.
Have you heard the one about
Hey, everybody, welcome back live to I-92 Radio with the big bad Boo Bear and the metal honky himself. Now, he's a little busy at the moment. He's a little preoccupied, but I'm still here. I'm still here live with you on the four-post Maascare. We're fixing to get things going again. Well, where we left off, we were talking a little about the Money in the Bank debacle with the, women's division and all of that. But I figured we talked a little bit about WrestleMania and how I didn't feel like it was that good, especially the Bray Wyatt issue and all that. But you know what? Speaking of women's wrestling, talking about the Money in the Bank and the first women's six-woman ladder match, you have to also remember that there's something new on Netflix. Glow. Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling. If that doesn't ring a bell for you, here's a little bit of a history lesson. Glow was a major women's promotion in the late 80s, early 90s, it was the Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling. It included a lot of corny characters and some not bad wrestling. It syndicated for about, I can't remember how many years. It went 10 years or so. And so Netflix, two people from Netflix were trying to make a TV series surrounded by women. And they happened to come upon the Glow documentary, which happened a few years back. And it turned into this Glow series on Netflix. Let's see. Here's a few of the names that we might, remember. Americana, Amy the Farmer's Daughter, Angel, Ashley Carter, Atachi, Babe the Farmer's Daughter, Beastie, Big Bad Mama, Cheyenne Cher. Goes down the list. Hollywood, couple of... I'm going to have to check some of this out myself because I do like these odd out of the blue promotions that you don't see very much. But it ran from 1985 to 1990. They did have another show, I think, once during the 90s, mid-90s, that didn't go very well. But I'm looking at the Wikipedia right now, and it's talking about 2001 to present. Ursula Hayden has owned it. So let's see. And basically, Glow on Netflix, they turned it into a women's... It's a TV show. It's not a wrestling show. It's not matches and all that. It's turned into a women's syndicated TV show. It's very comedic. It's actually not that bad. I watched about 4 or 5 episodes out of the 10 for the first season, and it's set as a fictitious version of how Glow came to be. It's really like a story including Glow, and it follows one character named Ruth, and there's another character named Debbie, and I'm not going to give anything away. It's actually not a bad little TV show. It's on Netflix. But Glow was quite the popular women's television show, and it went for, like I said, a few years. I've only ever seen the other version that came out in the mid '90s that was okay. It wasn't that good. That's not the Glow you need to go off of, but the 1980s version, it wasn't too bad. Like I said, it ran for about 1986, 1990, so about 4 or 5 years, and it had a lot of episodes. Let's see, 4 or 5 seasons. A lot of alumni. I'm trying to see if there's anybody we might know that's current wrestling or even just wrestled for a while. I have heard of Dawn Maestas. Let's see. I've heard of Jeanne Basson. Let's see. Emily Dole. There's a couple of them that went on to do something. Now, it is a shame that stuff like that is happening in the WWE anymore. It's just I don't know why they would still do stuff like that when wrestling like Glow was such a foothold and such a step forward in the women's division as far as wrestling is concerned. So, it is sort of to the dismay of women's wrestling, whenever something like that happens, as far as, taking a big match like that. It's supposed to be the beginning of a series of matches. From now on, there'll be a women's Money in the Bank matchup, and to ruin it like that is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous, and they should be fucking ashamed of themselves. But Glow, interesting, concept. Only ladies of wrestling. And it's something worth a check out, I think. I'm definitely going to try and go and take a look at it when I get the chance. So I'm looking at one of them now. This woman here competed at the AWA Super Clash 9-woman Battle Royal in 1988. But anyways, moving on. Just wanted to mention that Glow's on Netflix. You can check it out. There's only one season right now. There's only 10 episodes in that one season, so it's a little cool little show to start with. Speaking of other shows, I have been covering the WCPW World Wrestling, the Pro Wrestling World Cup. That's been going on for the past few months. You can check it out here on I-92 Radio, just to see if you'd be interested in checking it out on YouTube. I give a pretty good play-by-play of the entire shows, mostly just the tournaments. So you can check that out if you'd like to, and tell me what you think about it here on Spreaker or our Facebook page, which is still under the Exit 92 banner. We're having problems changing the name over, so you can find us under I-92 or Exit 92 Radio, our old name. So some more news in the wrestling world. It looks like Hulk Hogan may be making a return to WWE. And I know we've heard rumors about it, but I do have some more recent news from a wrestling magazine. It says Hulk Hogan was blacklisted by the WWE after news broke of his racist rant back in 2015. The company immediately terminated any association with the Hulkster over the past year. We have seen Hogan show back up in WWE Network advertisements and other small WWE-related things. It's been a few years now, but Hogan still hasn't made an appearance on WWE television since the incident. In the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer says that there have been internal discussions within WWE about bringing Hogan back in the ambassador-type role. WWE is trying to estimate what the response would be if they did so. They don't want any backlash because it is a tricky situation. On the Wrestling Observer Radio, Meltzer also noted that Hulk Hogan and Vince McMahon have been talking about a potential return. He speculates that WWE was considering bringing him back in for WrestleMania 33, but they felt like it still wasn't the right time. 'Tis unclear when exactly the right time will be. Hogan played a massive role in the history of the WWE, and it is difficult to erase him from fans' memories. On the other hand, the company might still receive bad mainstream press if they decide to bring him back. We will have to wait and see. What do you guys think about it? I mean, should Hogan be should he be forgiven about the comments that he made, the racist comments that he made, or should it just be kind of let go? I honestly feel like wrestling fans are going to forgive Hulk Hogan because he is Hulk fucking Hogan. That's I mean, without Hulk Hogan, and this isn't even an exaggeration, without Hulk Hogan, there most likely wouldn't have been a WrestleMania. WCW would not have been able to provide the quality broadcasting and quality program that they brought to the table in the mid-90s, competing with Vince and WWE. There's a lot of things that Hogan can be thanked for. There are a lot of things that you would have rather not seen come from Hogan at all. But, the fact remains, and it all stands, Hulk Hogan is a cornerstone of professional wrestling. And I know that he did some bad things, said some bad things. But if we went and erased every wrestler who ever said something offensive in the locker room, or hell, in his own personal home where he was recorded at, which that's really the fucked up part about it, then you would probably have to get rid of most of the locker room and most of the alumni out of the Hall of Fame. I mean, for fuck's sake, Jimmy Snuka is still in the Hall of Fame, and he killed somebody and was tried on it twice. Now, I realized that the first trial he was acquitted. In the second one, I don't know if it ever got finished before he passed, but it's not. It's the fact that they did it twice. They weren't sure that he didn't do it enough the first time that they had to bring it back up 20 years later, and do that. So I mean, and he's still in the Hall of Fame. So Hogan, I know he did some bad things, said some nasty shit, but I don't think he should have been erased from the halls of the WWE. I mean, he's definitely really didn't get off the network. I mean, they couldn't take him off the network without having to erase most big pay-per-views from the 80s. Anything, WrestleMania, all that jazz, some of the main events would have had to been gone. So, yeah, Hogan possibly returning. I think it could be good. There's a lot of programs they could run with Hogan, even today. I mean, he could be ran as an ambassadorial, managerial type place. He could run with the Alpha males or the American Alpha as their manager. As the American, the all-American, real American. That kind of thing. He could even be ran as a GM over SmackDown or Raw. Whew. Excuse me. Sorry about that. He could be ran as either one. There's a lot of things they could do with Hogan. He could be a face somewhere in the company on TV, and it would work. They know that. That's why they're discussing bringing him back, because he is Hulk fucking Hogan. And that's really all there is to say about that. Hulk fucking Hogan. I do hope he comes back, though. I was a big fan of Hulk Hogan when I was younger. Back before I knew he couldn't wrestle. I mean, he can wrestle a bit, but he's not. He is no Shawn Michaels, or he is no Triple H. And even them, they are okay at the wrestling. I think Shawn would be the best out of those two. Hulk Hogan, though, possible return to the WWE. Would love to see it. It's going to be good. Hopefully he will make a return and a comeback to the ring. Ooh, damn, my back hurts. I'm getting old, guys. Getting old. No, so, another thing, possible return, possible this, possible that. David Benoit. Now, here recently, David Benoit's name has been all over the WWE universe, because I think it was beginning of this month, middle of this month, Trips invited him to SmackDown. Not only invited him to SmackDown, but they invited him backstage. Now, what was said and what happened backstage, I don't know. But I do have a little bit of information on Mr. David Benoit. Now, David Benoit, as you probably have guessed, was the son of Christopher Benoit, the famous wrestler from the mid-2000s that, infamous really, that killed not only himself, but his wife and his child on June 25th, 2007, 10 years ago today. Now, David was the son from a first marriage, so he wasn't there with him when everything happened. But the professional wrestling debut of David Benoit was scheduled for July 18th at a Legacy Wrestling show. This was a few years ago. And it got canceled under strange circumstances. Now, this isn't really going to have anything to do with what I just told you guys about, but it does shed to light what exactly David Benoit has been doing, what his plans are. Because at one point, and this is a quote from him, this is from CagesideSeats.com, by the way, if you guys want to source me at all. And this is supposed to be a quote from him, and it says, "For all you dirt sheets out there and all you fans, it was at a show in Edmonton 2 years ago. I sat down in the production office talking to one of the writers. They said, yup, you'll use the Benoit name again. We could do a lot with it. There's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing about it." This is him talking to the WWE creative. And they're okay with him using the Benoit name if he does return. So that's an answer. That's an answer to a question. I mean, even Jay have had about what if David came to the WWE. Now, he had been planned to make a wrestling debut in Edmonton a few years ago at the Smith Hart promotion in Canada, Hart Legacy Wrestling. It was him and Chavo Guerrero up against some opponents. I'm not sure they were. And Chris Jericho actually found out about it and was able to get up there and cancel it because David's training wasn't extensive enough to be able to go out into a show of this magnitude and hold up against, people that he was facing with Chavo. And so they did cancel it. They did end up pulling out of the promotion. And, I think it was a good choice. If Chris doesn't think he was trained enough and, too green for it, then I think it was a good move by everybody to just take some time and train some more. And David still, I think he's going to have a lot of promise. It says since then, Smith Hart has been desperately trying to save face, lying to Jericho that he only planned for David to do an angle at the event before calling David again, trying to get him to come back and wrestle for him, saying that he could get through a match without training, no sweat. That just sounds like a fucking greasy promoter. Just sounds like you don't need any training to wrestle. Duh. That's weird. Training to wrestle. You gotta love those promoters who just want your name, because that's all he wants is his fucking name. It says right here, indeed, he once went, this is talking about David, once went to a WWE show and met with Triple H and William Regal backstage and asked them about becoming a wrestler for the company. They advised him to finish his education first and then start training in Lance Storm's wrestling school. Several of Storm's trainees have been signed to WWE contracts, including Emma, Tyler Breeze, and Sylvester LaFour. So clearly it was sound advice. But yeah, they have said that he would use his real name if he came into the WWE, which is extensively insane, seeing on how, obviously his last name is Benoit, and his dad, it's a pretty interesting thing. I don't know why they would and still want to keep Benoit's name, Chris Benoit, out of the limelight and all. One of the first times I've seen Chris Benoit on anything WWE-wise, excluding the network, because they obviously they can't scrub every piece of Chris Benoit off the network without having to get rid of major pay-per-views like WrestleMania 20 and different WCW pay-per-views. But the first time I ever seen Chris Benoit's face on anything that wasn't the network was the encyclopedia that I got just last year. It had him, it had his title runs, it had some information about him, and it was insane to see them openly admit this is Chris Benoit, and this is former WWE World Heavyweight Champion, So I wonder if they're ever going to bring him out, and I know we're moving on to the Chris Benoit segment of the show, which was supposed to be the later segment, because it happens. It's June 25th. 10 years, ladies and gents, 10 years to the day almost since Chris Benoit did probably what could be called one of the worst tragedies in the history of wrestling in general. And so, yeah, it's hard to let it go. It's hard to forgive the guy for it, and I'm not gonna say that we should. I don't think I have enough gumption inside of me to say that he should be forgiven. But I will say that something does need to be said on it in the mass of the internet wrestling community, because it is an argument. It's a debate between everyone. When Benoit's name comes up, it does turn into a debate whether he should be forgiven or not, whether he should be in the Hall of Fame or not. Not pro, but one side of it is he did kill himself, his wife, and his child. But if that's true, you see, if that's true, we don't even know if that actually happened. No. It's hard to say. There's several theories out there, conspiracy theories, if you want to call them that place people of interest around the neighborhood in the same state at the same time that everything was going on. People like Kevin Sullivan. People like, just people like that, really. People who have a reason to have a problem with Benoit and Nancy. So, look, we go off of the story that we were given by the United States police and the Georgia police when they say it was a murder-suicide. But there was evidence pointing to the latter. Now, to get into a full show is what we really need to do on the Chris Benoit subject. But you know that only happens every so often. But yeah, you know, Chris Benoit, 10 years. 10 years since Benoit passed away. And it's just sad. I wish he was still alive to see his son and train his son. It would be great to have another Benoit in the wrestling business, especially the WWE, competing, you know, with that ruthless aggression that he was just so known for, so well known for. So maybe one day down the road we will see that again. You know, it would be great to see that again. But for now on, you know, we're going to have to call it a short show. We had a few technical issues that got to be taken care of, obviously. And I'm going to have to call it. You guys have a great night. Short show. I know we'll be back as soon as we can. Another show. Pretty soon. Take care. Have a good night. And, yeah. Peace out.